Hi, everyone. I'm back to KatieFest, this time in 2026. It's my third time. It's another beautiful day. I think we are very blessed with the weather at KatieFest. And I've got John Peel with me, who is the chair of the trustees of KatieFest. Hi, John.
Hello. Nice to see you again, Andreia.
Nice to see you too. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm surprisingly calm, I think. There's been a lot of work put into this, but incredible amount of planning, some fantastic volunteer support, and everything's going according to plan so far.
Great, and you can already feel the energy.
Yeah, this is special. I mean, I always know it's going to be special, but there's also a lot of responsibility for making sure that happens. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is something that Gareth said to me. He's one of the other trustees. He said, as long as the kids are running around, that's the most important thing. Nothing else really matters. But yeah, the energy, the smiles of everyone. I haven't stopped smiling all morning, and that's not my normal facial expression, I assure you. But yeah, it's a fantastic thing to be part of.
Yeah. And especially for you, because Katie is your daughter, right? And we've talked about this in my first year, but for new listeners, would you mind just sharing a bit about Katie?
Yeah, thank you for saying is, and that's a really important thing. She's still with us. She's the inspiration for Wallingford Wolves. This is the team that we have here. Whitney were the first team to have a SEND team. I wanted to do it for a long time. She had autism and learning disability and epilepsy. And for a long time, I wanted to do a SEND team, but I didn't think she'd engage. But I just bit the bullet one day and took her along to Whitney. I was right. She didn't. But after a while, she did. And she started playing and getting involved. And that made me realise that it's something we had to do. And the advice from the Whitney coach was don't let perfect be the enemy of good. So we started with just three players. We did some outreach to the local respite centre, the Chiltern Centre. We went into Henley College and we went into some schools as well. And from that and from word of mouth, we've got 15 players coming on a regular basis now. So if there is such a thing as a legacy, then her legacy is that we're building a movement for providing more sports opportunities for people like her. Yeah.
It's very, very inspiring. Yeah, and I'm very honoured and feel very lucky to always been invited and be a part of KatieFest.
Well, you've always been one of our stalwarts, and the work you do is really important as well. And we'll always make a special place for you, Andreia, because you're part of the family.
Thank you so much. I look forward to see that smiley face for the rest of the day.
We'll see. As I said, it's not my normal, but it's hard not to smile when you have a day and an event like this to be part of.
Yeah, and I hope to be able to enjoy a bit of it as well, not just working hard.
Please do, because it's lovely. Yeah.
Thank you so much, John. Hi, everyone. I've got Josh here with me, who takes part or used to take part in the SEND friendly rugby sessions at Gosford's All Blacks. And I'm quite interested to know from him how much he liked those sessions and why. Hi, Josh.
They were quite fun, and everyone was nice, and I liked it. But I can't remember much because it was been about a month. But I did like them a lot. And there was lots of different games to play. But I don't know.
It's good because you are with friends and you are outside of the house, not just playing video games, isn't it?
Yeah. But the wasps might, if it's summer or warm, they might chase everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't like wasps. There's a lot of them here. That's why we are inside to try to run away from there. And how are you finding KatieFest today?
Good. It's quite good weather. and it's quite good. I haven't taken part, but it looks fun.
It's a beautiful day, and Josh is here with his mum, Leandra, and is assisting on the centipedes stall as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with the Sun-friendly rugby sessions and also with KatieFest. Thanks, Josh.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm still here at KatieFest. And once again, I have Councillor Nigel Simpson with me to tell us about how his last year has been since we last met at KatieFest.
Yeah, a busy year in local politics, and it's great to be back again. So my third year, and just seeing how it's grown year on year, and the weather is amazing as well. So it's just another perfect day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. And Nigel, what have you been working on in the past year?
So we're still trying to still improve our sports facilities, make them more open to everybody, sort of thing, because things have moved on. We suddenly have a lot more girls playing sports and that in the areas. Obviously neurodiverse teams as well, sort of thing. So we don't seem to have enough facilities for everybody. So it's a case of, right, how can we work with developers and to get more in the local community, better quality facilities as well. That's a key thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And as of May of this year, you will become the chair of district council. What does that mean, and what are your plans for the future?
So what's more a ceremonial position, being the chair of the council, but it's a case of you also have your own charities through the year. So then you hold events, you raise money. So I'll be looking at sort of local charities where I can help them. Maybe something like a KatieFest sort of thing because I know they lay on the food. The whole thing is done for free for the users. It's a case of they still have to raise the money behind the scenes. So any sort of support I can give to that sort of initiative, that's what my role will be as a chair, sort of thing, is raise as much money as I can to help these great sort of initiatives.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we wish that we didn't need money to to carry out some of our initiatives, but sadly we do. So.
Yeah, it's a shame that maybe the local authorities don't get more involved to fund them as well, because it doesn't cost a lot of money really to put this on, because it's all so many great volunteers. But things like paying for the food, for the drink, and for the trophies, a few £1,000 goes a long way. So, but yeah, it's a case of I know last year we had some councillors come along, but I think we need to get more involved with our local politicians just to raise awareness and that, and say, look, this is the amazing work that's happening on your doorstep. Come and help us.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, anything else you would like to add?
No, just a case. Thanks to all the volunteers. They do an amazing job year in, year out, sort of thing. And it's not just today, it's throughout the whole year. I'm part of the WhatsApp group, and just seeing the work that goes behind the scenes, and all the unsung heroes that are putting their time and their effort and their money to make this a massive success.
And today is just the result of hard work.
It's a perfect day. You couldn't ask for better for everyone. The smiley faces from the children all the way up to the adults. It's a giant safe space for everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nigel. I'm sure I will see you next year.
I'm sure you will. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, so this one doesn't need any introductions because you've seen her a million times on the Neurodiverse Voices podcast, but I'm always very happy to have her on here. Hi, Leandra.
Hello, thank you for inviting me back again. I'm sure people are getting very bored, but thank you so much.
I'm sure they aren't, because today we are at KatieFest, which is something else that you're involved with, another thing.
Another event, yeah.
Because you don't have enough on your plate.
Yeah, well, I mean, this one's something special. It's related to the club and something close to all of us. So I've got to show my face and see how everyone else is getting on and enjoy the weather and the food and just mix with everyone.
Yeah. So how is it going at Gosford All Blacks with the Sun-friendly rugby sessions on Sunday?
Oh, it's going really well. We've got lots and lots of new faces. We've got regulars. We've got just everybody having a great time, and the skills are coming out. Everyone's showing what they've learned, and yeah, I just enjoy every Sunday.
And today you have your own stall for Centipede. How is that going?
Well, yeah, I'm collecting stuff now. I've noticed I've got a little colour theme going on, so I've got a lot of like a trolley and a book thing, and it's all in the same colour. So excuse me, but I like everything to match. But yeah, happy with my little stall, and I need to go and sit there and say hello to some people rather than wandering around all day. So yeah,
absolutely, it looks great, and I love the colours. So yeah, well, I'll see you around. Enjoy the rest of KatieFest, and until next time on the Neurodiverse Voices podcast.
Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Hi everyone, we're still here at KatieFest, and now I have Ellie with me from Play Their Way. Hi Ellie.
Hi, thank you very much for having me on.
You're very welcome. How have you been? How are you finding today?
Honestly, I think it's even better than I expected it to be. We're here today to film a case study sort of based around Darren Ray, who's been really instrumental in putting the event on, and to also just sort of focus on KatieFest as a whole. But I think there's only so much that Darren could say in the way that he described the event, and I think honestly it's just sort of blown me away, sort of the magnitude and just how amazing the day's events are, really.
So I guess this is your first year?
Yes, this is my first year attending, but I'm thinking that I may become a regular attendee at this rate.
Great. Well, it's my third year. It's the third year I record interviews, so I hope I have you again next year. So tell me about Play Their Way. What is the initiative like?
So Play Their Way is a campaign that's funded by Sport England, and basically we're all about child first coaching. So it's about putting the child first, and we sort of centre the main ethos of the campaign around 3 pillars, which are voice, choice and journey. And so voice is the right to be heard, is the right for a child to express their views and their needs within sport, and for the coach to listen to them. The second pillar is choice, which is the right to play. So it's making sure that these children are having fun, that they're enjoying their time in sport, and that it's not something they dread, it's something they genuinely enjoy. And thirdly and finally is the third pillar, which is journey, and that is the right to develop. So it's about how that child is able to develop in sport, but also how they develop as a person. And we make it very clear that development is not linear. It can look very different in very many different shapes and sizes, and that very much sort of links to today's event, because it's the same community who are taking part as the athletes in this event. Development can look really different to them than it can to other children outside of the same community.
Absolutely. And is this a national initiative, or is it local to Oxfordshire?
So it's a national campaign. So we put on events with national governing bodies across the UK. You can join the movement at Play Their Way. If you look them up and go onto the website, you can join the movement. We're trying to spread the word as much as we can. So one of the reasons that we're here today is for the case study. These case studies are done in an attempt to sort of capture those people who embody the values of the campaign so well. And as Darren won the Inclusive Coaching Award at UK Coaching last year, we already knew from that nomination how much he values the children and their perspective on things. And so that's sort of why we're here today, is because we knew that Darren was very much a Play Their Way coach to begin with.
And one final question, is this applicable to rugby only, or is it applicable to other sports?
Play Their Way encapsulates all sports. It's about everything. It can be any kind of sport. It can be, it can even apply to your kids running around a playground and enjoying themselves. It can be in a trampoline park. It could be, young children who are going all the way up to like high performance level or talent development, and it could be young children who are still classed as kids but are training for the Olympics. Like it can apply to every single child, and that's really what we're trying to do, is push that so that the whole country puts children first and really values their perspective on sport.
That's what I thought when you described the 3 pillars. Well done. That sounds really, really good and very much needed. It was lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah.
And thanks for this chat. And as I said, I hope to see you here next year.
Thank you. I'm planning on being here next year, so.
Great. Thank you. Hi. Here with me, I have Jo. She's a team manager at Wallingford Wolves, and I'm quite curious to know a bit more about what she does and about her experience with KatieFest. Hi, Jo.
Hi, really nice to meet you.
It's really nice to meet you too, and I hope we stay connected.
Yes, definitely. So I've been working with Wallingford Wolves since we started. John and I worked together with other people to found it. We started by going to visit Whitney Wolves and decided that we wanted to have a Wallingford version, and it all kind of grew from there. After John's daughter Katie died, we wanted to start KatieFest, so I've been very involved with that since the start as well. My role as team manager at Wallingford Wolves is to try and keep everyone organised, make sure they've all got their coaching and DBS qualifications, that everyone knows when our sessions are, all the kind of boring bits that keep it going, I try and keep on top of. But actually we've got an amazing group of coaches and everyone works together, so I don't feel that I've got a huge amount to do. John does lots of the recruiting of new players and working with parents, so I suppose I'm his sidekick is the best way to describe me.
That sounds like a very fun, although you said it's boring because it's the admin bits, but it sounds like a very interesting role.
Yeah, I wrote the risk assessment. That's the kind of job I do.
Yeah.
You know.
Great. And what does KatieFest mean to you? So I guess you knew Katie?
Yeah, I knew Kate. I actually taught her brother Ethan. I'm a primary school teacher, so I've known the Peel family for about 20 years. So I knew Kate, although she didn't come to my school, I knew her quite well. And she was the reason that we started Wallingford Wolves. So I've known her as a child, as an adult, and it's obviously really important to make the festival in her honour because she was so special and so part of why we decided to make a Wolves team. So.
And how and why do you think it's important to have these kind of initiatives that where inclusive sports happen for children and young people?
I think it's important for two reasons. The first reason is the obvious one, that we're giving opportunities to young people that they wouldn't otherwise have. And that's incredibly important. And I really, really support that. But I also think there's another important thing, which is bringing together neurotypical, able-bodied people with our players and showing them that our players are exactly the same as any other player. I think the more that we bring groups of people together and show each group that the other group is equally important and equally wonderful and equally deserving of playing time and funding and all that kind of thing. Every time we do an event like this, we bring together people who have never worked together before, and I think that is really, really important. So I love that we're inclusive, but I think it works both ways.
Absolutely. That's my ideal world. I think eventually, ideally, we wouldn't have this binary between neurotypical and neurodivergent people.
I think if you've never experienced disability, if you don't have a family member, if you have no experience, one of the most important things that can happen is that you get to meet people who are different to you and realise actually that they're not that different, that we're just all people. And I think until you've experienced working with, talking to, understanding someone with a disability, you have no experience. And for some people, that can feel quite strange. Some of our young people initially do appear quite different, but then you come and you coach them and you talk to them and you see them play and you realise actually they're no different to anyone else. And that's a huge thing for me. Yeah.
Absolutely, and very inspiring. Thank you so much for all you do, Jo. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I'm sure we'll stay connected.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of KatieFest.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I now have Lexi here with me and she's going to tell me about her experience at the Gosford All Blacks Stand Friendly Rugby Sessions. Hi Lexi.
Hello.
So how do you find your rugby sessions? Do you like them very much?
Yes, I do.
And why is that?
Because all my friends are kind to me and I like doing rugby a lot.
Amazing. And what kinds of things do you do? Because it's rugby, but I know you play loads of games. Can you give me one example of a game you play?
I like catching balls and throwing them to my mum and dad, and I like playing rob the nest.
That sounds a lot of fun. So can you tell me about the catching balls? How does that work?
You just get a ball and you just throw it to someone and they throw it back. You have to do it in this hand position with your hands like that.
That sounds really, really fun. And what about KatieFest? How are you finding today?
Very fun. It's so good. I'm about to have lunch and I bet it's going to be yummy.
Right, so you're hungry now.
Yes.
Can I ask what are you getting for lunch?
I think I'm getting a bacon bap with an egg.
That sounds yummy. Do you want to share anything else with us, Lexi?
Yeah. I love doing dancing and it's my thing, and I love school. I like my friends and they're kind.
Yeah. So what kind of dance do you do?
I like doing hip hop and like different kind of dances.
Nice. Can you show us a move?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my pose.
Well done.
My pose too.
Well done. Okay, Lexi, thank you so much for having a chat with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful sunny day at KatieFest.
I will, no problem.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi everyone, still here at KatieFest, and now I have Alex with me, who is an independent coach, and he's going to tell me all about his work and what's his experience of being here at KatieFest today. First question to you, is this your first year at KatieFest?
It is, yes. This is my first year. I met Darren late last year at the UK Coaching Awards, and he told me about KatieFest, and I was like, I must come down. So made things happen, rearranged things, and came down because I wanted to see it in person, and it's not disappointed. It's phenomenal. It's really, really, really good. What they've built here, like, he's probably downplayed it to you and said, oh no, there's a lot of work that goes into this, which I've done a few events and I've seen the scale of what he's done here. It's brilliant. And yeah, huge well done to him, the KatieFest team, and everyone that's made this a possibility for all these people. It's really good.
Absolutely. So, Alex, you're also an award winner. You won Young Coach of the Year awards. So tell me a bit more about your work. And also, did I get it right that you come from up north?
Yes. So originally from Hull, but I'm based in Sheffield now. So I have my own coaching business, but I work closely with Sheffield clubs like City of Sheffield and Hallamshire Harriers. So I help bring kids through in those clubs and just make them enjoying athletics, keep kids in the sport. Some of them go on to do competitions, others will just be there because they enjoy the sport, and as long as everyone leaves happy and they're still in the sport as an adult or in a sport, they could go play lacrosse, rugby, whatever. I'm happy and I've done my job quite well and my coaches have done their jobs well.
So for you, how important is it that we have these initiatives and people like you supporting neurodivergent and children with disabilities and special needs?
Oh, it's vital. Sports. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you just see an event like this and how everyone's just, it's a safe space, everyone's free, everyone's themselves. Because when I was in sport, sometimes you don't always feel, or like especially in schools as well, I never felt like I quite fitted in, so you always got sort of half a guard up or a mask up, whereas here you can just let it go and just be yourself, and sport brings out that in people. And I think it's so important that neurodivergence, SEN athletes, para athletes, disability, whatever it is, you just get involved in sport, because it brings a community together, it brings people together, it brings family together. That support behind you, the coaches, the other athletes, the parents, you're all in the same space, you're all in the same environment, and you can just lean on each other. And I mean, yeah, just literally have a stroll around here. You see what it does for all these kids. So yeah, I think it's hugely important. It gives them something to, I say, look forward to. An event like this is huge, and then they can go home and they go to the sport, they train, they've got their space, they've got an identity there away from whether it's their ADHD or autism. They can be pushed into a corner sometimes. I mean, in the past it was, now it's so much better in society, but things like this make it so much better. So yeah, kudos to everyone that's in an event and puts events on like this around the country, around the world, for para-disability athletes. Yeah.
Great.
Is that all right?
Yes, that's absolutely fine. Thank you so much, Alex, and I hope to see you next year again at KatieFest.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi everyone, still at KatieFest, now with one of my previous podcast guests, Darren, who is a trustee for KatieFest. And as usual, because it's becoming a tradition, he's always a guest on the KatieFest special episode. Hi Darren.
Hi Andrea, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well indeed.
So how are you feeling about KatieFest today?
Wonderful. I think just, you know, from where we started in 2024, where you joined us there as well, to seeing the amount of clubs and teams and players that we've got this year is just it's magical. You know, we've got a team that's travelled from Italy to join in. We've got the exact same values. It's friendly. It's inclusive for everybody. Everybody gets to join in and play the way they want to play. So it's just great. And again, blessed with just fantastic weather, which just is the icing on the cake. So the great thing for me this year is I'm not having to be so focused on the overall control or looking after the event. So it's quite nice to step back and actually have the opportunity to enjoy it and just be immersed in it this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just telling myself, I think I need to come one year just to enjoy it and not to interview people.
Absolutely, you should, definitely.
Those t-shirts, I love them. Can you tell me a bit more about how did the Heinz ketchup became the KatieFest logo? Because they are quite cool.
I don't know, has John already told this story? Have you asked John? You haven't? Right, so...
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So John would probably be the one with the better story. Obviously, we've got the Katie Pale Haka, and ketchup was a favourite condiment of Katie's. So yes, so ketchup is involved, and obviously we've got the wolf as well, and it's rugby based. So I'm not too sure exactly who designed the emblem, but it works. It's fantastic. And it's nice branding that we're able to connect all those things together.
Yeah, it's great to see red and yellow t-shirts. So what's the difference between the red and the yellow? Is there a difference?
There is. So it's been worked in a way that the committee members, the people that have been involved with the setup that probably have more information are here, and it's easy for people to identify and come and ask us questions if they need to. Whereas the yellow t-shirts are for the volunteers, the people that have come forward and are volunteering and are helping in different areas during the day. So again, it just gives a nice focal point for people to know who they can go and ask. And two great colours, so why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Not my football favourite colour, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to ask you as well, how has it been developing in terms of the inclusive rugby that you've been leading in the past few years? How is it going, and any plans for the near future that we haven't heard of?
There's always plans you haven't heard of, simply because maybe we're not very good at sharing until we have a better idea that we can make it work, or we can put something in place, rather than it being a pipe dream. At the moment, you know, we've got 5 clubs in Oxfordshire. We've got clubs in Warwickshire and Gloucester that we're heavily connected with. We do a lot of work together. We'd like to do more connections and ability for people to turn up and play together, which we'll always try and do. We have access to an Italian team now, which gives us the opportunity maybe to travel abroad at some point in the future. And we're starting to see a sort of a trickle effect where more people are getting involved. And as we create more visibility, it creates more access and more understanding that, this doesn't have to be extraordinary. It can be ordinary and, people can take part. So I think we're looking forward to potentially a sixth club within Oxfordshire joining and offering the same provision through next season, so beginning in September. But that's something we're working on at the moment. And we want to do some content and create some coaching training for coaches and for clubs so that we can support a wee bit more on a deeper level and a functional level, so that there's just that absolute support to help everybody.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I think I need to look at the Portuguese rugby clubs as well and connect you with them.
Absolutely. I'd love a trip to Portugal, so why not? Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Darren. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you around, but I'll see you next year again at KatieFest.
I'm sure we'll catch up before next year, but thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.